Welcome back to Attack on Titan Anime Review. This is episode 12. This one reviewing the entirety of the Attack on Titan Junior High series. Yeah, a series that's essentially a parody of Attack on Titan. I gotta say, for a parody, this one also even includes Easter eggs from the actual main series. I will, of course, this video basically explain these Easter eggs. Now, the manga, this is also like the main, like the Attack on Titan anime. This is also based on manga. Now, as far as I can tell, I don't think they actually finished adapting the manga. I don't know how far they got with the 12 episodes they did. Yeah, the series lasted for 12 episodes. Yeah, and it only aired a period of about 2 months. Yeah, which I'm like, that's weird. Why in the world would you just end the series after just a few months, even though there's still tons of material to adapt from? Mostly put, a lot of the characters are pretty much mostly the same as they are in the main series, though as for the motivations how to become, well, and let's take a look at some of the characters. Eren, for example, pretty much mostly the same as he is in the main series, except he has love for cheeseburgers. Oh, cheeseburger steak, that is. And the fact he hates the Colossal Titan for eating his cheeseburger steak. And he only fights him twice in the whole series. So that's in the series premiere and the series finale. Mitsuka, as far as I can tell for her, no really big change for her, except they did throw this thing for her where she gets depressed when Eren's not around and she constantly follows him around. Armin has a thing where he's constantly has to have futon in his head. Levi, he's probably the one character being virtually unchanged, aside from the fact he's an upperclassman at a middle school. But aside from that, no really change for him. He's pretty much mostly the same. There is one change he made to him. He doesn't kill the Titans in the series. No, he slaps them with a giant fan. Yep. And there is one other thing. If you've ever seen the series, you notice there's black circles around his eyes in the main series. This series, no, he doesn't have it. He does not suffer from insomnia like he does in the main series. Haja still has Saudi and Beans, and she's still obsessed with. She's not that much obsessed with Titans. It's like they really toned her down from the main series. She's not obsessed with Titans like she is in the main one. She still has Saudi and Beans. As far as she got them, the series never bothers to explain it. In the main series, she captured one of the Survey Corps expeditions. Yeah. Sasha's mostly the same. As a matter of fact, when they first introduce her, she's eating a potato in the classroom, which is kind of similar to how they do in the main series, where she is seen by the drill instructor, who is actually one of the homeroom teacher. Yeah. Instead of basically have her run around like the whole field, here she's basically doing cleaning duties. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, mostly put, even though it's a parody, they do follow similar beats to the original series. Yeah, in the series finale, it is just a whole Easter egg fest of the Troust arc. Yep. Yeah, and this mostly takes place, looks like the real world, which I'm like, that's a little weird. Especially with Titans rolling out. And here's the thing about Titans. They don't eat people. Nope. These Titans do not eat people. Not that I can tell anyways. They actually eat regular human food. And instead of being monsters like they were portrayed in the main series, here they're just bullies. Because they're big. Yeah, and one of them, which I'll get to in a minute, has a thing for one of the humans. Yep. I'll get to that soon. Yeah, let's see. Appearance-wise, a lot of these Titans look mostly the same as do in the main series. Yeah, and the Colossal Titan is not as threatening as he is in the main series. Where in the main series, he is threatening. He's a gigantic being. And this guy was basically even destroyed a whole gate. Here, he doesn't do very much. He just hangs around. And he's the principal of the school, which I'm like, why would you allow the Colossal Titan be a principal of your high school? Why can't you have one of the main characters? No, it has been the Colossal Titan, who, by the way, is not, as for who he is, he's not Boldart. Yeah, they never reveal exactly who the Colossal Titan is, but as far as I can tell, they don't reveal it. As far as I can tell, it's not Boldart because, well, he usually was around whenever they showed the Colossal Titan. Yeah. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and when they show the 3D gear, it looks exactly the same as the main series, except they took away one thing from it. There's no swords. Yeah, there's no swords and there's no control thing. The opening theme itself is just a spoof of the actual Season 1 theme from Attack on Titan. Yeah, it's basically a spoof of that but it's actually the same song. Yeah, they make little changes here and there. Mostly, it's the same exact song from season 1 of Attack on Titan, which I do appreciate them actually doing that because it's a spoof of it. It's still really good. hmm Well, it's a parody. Yeah, I'm trying to think though. Mostly everyone else may remember mostly the same. There is a couple gags in here, which is basically pulled directly from the main series, like one of the third years. What's his name? It's not Petra. No, it's one of the male characters. One that actually got killed off in the main series. His name is. Oh yeah, it's Odo. Yeah, he actually does get killed off in the main series. Yeah, he has a tendency to bite his tongue. Yeah, despite the fact that's a recurring gag, that's actually Easter egg for the main series because he actually has done that once. Yeah, the other gag they have in here, and they do this a couple times in here, is Mitsuka pick up Eren on her shoulder to break up a fight between him and Jean, which they refer to as Sean in this series, which is a little weird. His name is pronounced Jean, and yet he's commonly referred to as Sean the whole series, which I'm like, that's a little weird. Yeah, that is really weird. Yeah, I have no idea why in the world he's like that. Annie, from what I can tell, not much different than she is in the main series, except she has also a love for cheeseburgers. And as for Beinart, he still has a crush on Annie, just like he does in the main series. But aside from that, not much else is different for him. Ymir, also a recurring gag with her, frequently telling Krista that they're gonna get married. Yeah, she said that once at the start of the Battle of Trouse arc because she's in love with Krista. As a matter of fact, there's about two. She's also Reiner is in love with her as well. Which, as far as I know, in the main series, Reiner never expressed any let's say any feelings for Krista in the main series. The only character I could possibly think of who may have been attracted to her in the series is probably Armin. Yeah, Armin may have been attracted to Annie, but it's never been fully revealed. Oh, and by the way, I did hear something. I did see a clip of him dressing up a lot like one of the Playboy bunnies. Yeah, he does that in the second to last episode of the whole series. Sasha, I think, is a great character. Mostly, yeah. If you want to think of one character who has virtually no change to his character the whole time, the whole series, is Connie. Yeah, Connie is virtually the same. Not much change except from his uniform. Yep. Yeah. Unlike in the main series where some of these characters die, this one, none of them die. Absolutely no characters die the whole series. Yeah, I get the fact Attack on Titan does that because it's basically to make them a series. This is a comedy, so nobody dies. Also, unlike in the main series when it comes to Mitsuka's scarf, which they do explain both in the manga and the anime, of how she got that scarf. Eren gave that to her. In the series, they never bothered to explain where she got the scarf from. And they also never bothered to explain how she got to live with the Jaegers. In the main series, she lived with them because her parents were murdered by kidnappers, and because, well, Eren's father, Gersha, was actually her mother's doctor, and they're close friends. As far as I can tell from the series, there was no really big problem with Mitsuka living with them. But in this series, yeah, there's also a minor gag, and it's not exactly one of the recurring gags. It only happens a couple times in the series of Eren being late for school. As far as I know, this is not an Easter egg from the main series. It's a minor gag for this particular series because he's never late for anything. He doesn't oversleep. He's very serious, and a lot of stuff he does. Yeah, let me think. Not much else to say for characters-wise. But also the Hines, the only change made to him, mostly character-wise, is exactly the same. They do make one change, his profession. In the main series, he's part of the Garrison Corps. In this series, he's the school janitor. Yeah, and their drill instructor, Mostly he's the same, except he's a regular schoolroom teacher instead of being a drill instructor. I'm trying to think though. Yeah, also in the series, like some of the faculty are in fact regular characters from the series. Like this one guy looks like he's got like slits on his face. Yeah, he actually appeared for like one or two episodes, at least 2 episodes of season 1. He's the guy who was so gun ho on killing Eren just because he's a Titan shifter. Yeah, in this series, he's exactly the same character wise. Aside from the fact he's part of the faculty, no change to him at all. As for the other guy, there's another guy who was basically toward the end of the series where he was sort of gung ho, basically getting these kids like telling them back to class and trying to ignore the Titans. Yeah, I don't know who this character is. I don't really remember him. I think he's probably one. I think he might be one of the main villains of the Uprising. I don't really remember because the Uprising is going on the anime right now. Yeah, and there is a ghost in the school. They do show one of the episodes. Yeah, she's actually a minor character from the series, Frida. Yeah. But now let's talk about the actual episodes themselves. The pilot episode, which is basically the first day of school. Yeah. They also have this thing where at the start of the episode, because Eren's running late, he runs into almost everybody. I mean, first he runs into Armin, then he runs into Sasha. Well, in the case of those two, he did help them basically get them up and gave them something to basically apologize. When it came to Jean, he just, I'm just ignoring him. Walk away. Yeah, I'm just ignoring him. So I thought that was so funny. And mostly put, the first day of class is kind of similar to the first day at boot camp. Yeah. And yeah, no really change for that. Yeah, just the first day of school. It's simply what it is. Yeah, and also they show that Armin was not actually. If you watch the series, Armin is not in the pilot episode. No, he's actually in the second episode. From that point forward, he's the rest of the series. He has this thing where he is constantly around a futon, and apparently Eren has known Armin since elementary school, and whenever you see Armin in the whole series, he's always got a futon on his head. For some reason. Yeah, he's obsessed with it because he's a freaking cold. In the main series, he's nothing like this at all. As a matter of fact, he's not this scared. Yeah, he's not this scared. He's actually a genius in the main series. This one, he's kind of a coward. Yeah. Yeah, there's one episode that basically that Meets get involved with. Yeah. Whole thing with cheeseburger stuff. Let's see. Second episode was all about joining a club, which is when they join the Survey Corps. Well, the Survey Club, as they call it in the series. And it's not an official club. Apparently, the faculty don't care for this club at all. Yeah. As for why in the world this club does not get official recognition, no idea. Because the whole club's purpose is to fight Titans, which apparently the faculty turn a blind eye to for no explained reason. Yeah. 3 is about dodgeball. Yep. And of course, 3 is also any sort of coming to forgive Eren for what happened to Pilot, why she'll bear it to him. And it's kind of also a minor Easter egg that happened in one of the flashbacks for the series during the boot camp of Annie and Eren basically getting into a fight. Yeah, well, basically, so are Dodge, but not teaching the martial arts like in the main series. But yeah, that's actually a nod to the main series during the training. And Mitsuka, throughout this whole thing, Eren is basically late, and Mitsuka is so depressed. She's basically a terrible player. Once Eren shows up, she's got herself like a big mushroom, and just start eliminating people like crazy in this dodgeball thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. Yep. For episode 4, it's basically join the Wall Clam Club. Yeah, run by a character who I think appeared during the Battle of Trasgark. Yeah, she's one of the minor characters. I'm surprised they made her a big role in this series. They do in the main one, which is weird. Because as far as I remember, this character didn't really appear outside of the Battle of Trasgark. Yep. And this is all about wall cleanup. Oh, I should point out, though, something about the school itself. Yeah, it's surrounded by a wall, like one of the walls in the main series. Yeah, and I will get to a particular scene later, which, well, is a nod to the Battle of Trasark. hmm Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's all about wall cleanup. Yeah, but the way to get them in is they have to wash all the windows in the school with the 3D gear, with the 3DM gear. Okay, and they do. And when Rika comes back later, she's so surprised to see how everything is so clean. Yep. And that's all about wall. The only reason why I joined wall cleanup because apparently they were too late to join a club. This one was about studying hard for tests. Yeah, this one was a little bit weird. I don't really remember this one very well. Love Letter. Yeah, this is the one with the whole thing of one of the Titans being in love with one of the main characters. Yeah, Gene himself finds a love letter in his locker, and he thought it was from one of the girls in school. Nope, it's from a female. It's actually written by Annie, but it's from a female Titan who's in love with him. And after this one episode, the Titan disappears, not to be seen again until the final episode of the whole series. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I've seen this Titan before in the main series, but this Titan expressed no attraction to Gene in the main series, so there's actually really no reason why that a Titan would be in love with one of the main characters. Showdown. Basically, it's just basically a contest day of see who's better. It's a battle of respect. Like one is kind of like capture the bandana, an eating contest, and a race. Yeah. Spine Chiller. Yeah, this is the one where they throw in a live Easter egg with this one. They have some character dressed up as ghosts. Yeah, there's a couple of ghosts that are basically nods to actual Titans in the main series. Like Eren being spooked by his own Titan form. I'm not kidding. There's somebody who dresses up like the Attack Titan. And somebody who dresses up like the Colossal Titan for some reason. Also, the Attack Titan looks like it has his guts exposed. Which I'm like, that's a little weird. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, does Eren ever Titan shift the whole series? Nope. He never does. None of the characters who are Titan shifters in the main series shift in this series at all. None of them do, which is a little weird. Also, there's just some minor gags in here, like Reiner and Bud basically go up a series of stairs. Even though it's supposed to be 3 floors, they apparently went up these things like a dozen times, and it turns out it was all chopped up by the upperclassmen. Yep. And somehow, while Krista gets lost, she runs into the actual ghost of the building. Yeah. And one person is like Beethoven's ghost. And last time I checked, if Beethoven was the ghost haunting somebody, haunting someplace, he wouldn't haunt a high school in Japan. He would haunt a building in Germany. Not in freaking Japan. It's so weird, but it's a fun little episode. 9. Ooh, this one. Yeah, this one basically, there is some Easter eggs to this one as well, where it's all about Summer Festival. This was actually pretty neat. I kind of like this episode of the characters going to Summer Festival, and of course Barnard asking out Annie, and somehow during the course of the episode they get their hands on a couple of masks, and the faces of that are on them are their actual Titan forms. Like for Annie, it's her female Titan form, and for Beinart, it's his Colossal Titan form. Yeah. I think it was just by sheer coincidence, but it's a fun little episode. I can't think of many series that does this. We have this sort of type of festival during the course of the series. The only series I can think of that actually have had this, besides this one, has been, I know Naruto has had it, Bushido Ruken has had it, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Bleach, as far as I can tell, never had an episode like this. I know for a fact, I think One Piece did Actually, no, One Piece has never had an episode like this. No, I don't think I've ever had one. What about Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z? None that I can think of, no. A lot of the series I've watched, the whole summer, the whole festival thing, this is something you don't see very often in an actual series. So far, this is by far the third series I've actually seen, and it's one of those things I do like seeing, along with beach episodes. Yep. Yeah, and also episodes that go to swimming pool. Yeah. Let's see. The next one is all about Class President. Yeah, this one has. This is a nod to, I believe, No Regrets, where Hodge finds a notebook from one of the Server Corps members who died years prior in the main series. This one, the person is actually still very much alive. Yeah, and she's not killed. Even though when in the main series, when Hodges first found this thing, this person had been dead for about 10 years. In the case of this, she's still very much alive, and she's not a Server Corps member here, she's a reporter. And the whole point of this episode is to get their hands on this thing, which they don't do, and they have most of the character series run for Class President because apparently the predecessor had to resign due to a scandal due to involving Beetle wrestling. What? It's so weird. But as for a whole thing of Class President, yeah, this is stereotypical for high school type for school type anime. This is nothing unusual. Heck, live action American series has had episodes dedicated to people running for Class President. This is nothing unusual. I'm not surprised they had this. As somebody who's watched a lot of American series, this is nothing unusual, and this is not unexpected. As for the last two episodes, this is basically like a two-part finale for the whole series, where they have like another type of school festival. Not like the one they had before a few episodes back. This one's a little different. It's all about running stands. This is the episode also Armor dresses up like a Playboy Bunny. And Mitsuko, I thought this was really nice. Mitsuko working Aaron's cheeseburger stand. And also having a rice stand next door. Yeah, Japan has a big thing for rice. Unlike here, rice is not exactly a big food product over here. It is kind of big, but not big as it is in Japan. And then, of course, like toward the episode, the Titans show up and steal all the stands. Yep, but they also have a play on Snow White, which is very bad looking play. At one point, there's like 2 people left in the auditorium. Yeah, and then, of course, Aaron wants to go after the Titans for stealing their cheeseburgers. And the faculty tell everybody, go back to class. Yeah, some of these faculty members are very stupid. And I'm like, okay, if I was there, I would tell all these people to be quiet and let these students get back their food that was stolen from them. Not tell them to go back to freaking class. This was pre-planned. Okay? Yeah, a lot of these faculty members, not all. Oh yeah, I also point out though, Don Praxis is actually one of the faculty members. He has no lines. Yeah, he has no lines. I should point out though, Erwin is also one of the faculty members, unlike in the main series. Hodges is not a teenager like she is in this series. In the main series, she's basically around like early to mid-20s. She's basically, yeah. Erwin is not in charge of the Survey Corps like he is in the main series. He's their faculty advisor for this unofficial club, and he's the one basically allows them to use the school at night. Okay, fine. That kind of does make some sense. And so they go to the Titan building, which apparently looks completely different like it does in the pilot episode. The Titan building is humongous. It's kind of like the students are basically rats in a giant building. Yeah. As for why the Titans have their own building, yeah, the show never bothers to explain it at all. Yeah. So they go to the principal's office to get the food back. They get in there, it looks like it's a desk, and they get on top of it, and it's Troust. Yeah, it's the city of Troust. Yeah, I know for a fact it is just by looking at it. It's the city of Troust, and this whole scene is just a whole big Easter egg and a big homage to Battle of Troust Ark. Yeah, heck, there's this big key, which is actually from the main series, by the way. This key was actually in the main series, key to Aaron's basement in the Shoe House District, where he's actually originally from. Yeah, in this series, it's a key to something else. And he also acts like the way he does in his beast form, in his attack titan form, where he, in the main series, he puts a boulder on his shoulder. Here he puts a key on his shoulder. He has like this steam coming out around him. Yeah, where he's like very determined. Yeah, this is basically Easter egg for that. And he just hooks it in, unlocks it, and like the thing opens up, and there's his stuff. And then the way that the Colossal Titan and the way the Colossal Titan shows up, that's also an Easter egg to also the Battle Trashler when the Colossal Titan makes his epic return, which in the series had been about a good 5 years. Yeah, during they mentioned that it had been 5 years since the Colossal Titan last showed up, and the way he just shows up there, and Aaron's lines are very similar to his lines from the Battle Trashler, like, "Hello, Colossal Titan. I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a while, hasn't it?" Well, and here it says, "It's been a while since the first day." And of course, he sort of gets eaten. Unlike in the main series, where when Eren tries to attack him, he disappears. In here, he just sort of eats Eren, and he gets back one cheeseburger, and then eats it. And it's a happy note. And Erwin's like, "Yeah, we need to change the rules and have more strict stuff for the Titans." Yep. Overall, fun little series to watch. And if you're a fan of the main series, you would probably definitely appreciate all the Easter eggs that they throw in here. And all the gags is just so hilarious, okay? So that's really it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my review of the next episode of Attack on Titan Season 3. Yeah, I'm going to do that one next. That'll be my 13th episode of this anime review series, okay? But to see you there. Bye.